Tune in, turn up, it's time to go. Deep talks and a crazy show. It's Toon Along, yeah, you know the name. Big ideas, fun and games. Hit that play, don't miss a beat. This is the podcast where we all meet.
Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to Toon Along. Today we're going to be watching an episode of KaBlam, season 1, episode 3, so go ahead and get that ready. In the meantime, look, today's Friday. We're late Friday. Actually, you know what? It's actually 12:34 right now. Whoa, that's a good number. 12:34 on Saturday morning, late Friday night, if you will. And I just came downstairs in the basement and I said, what kind of show am I gonna watch tonight? What's getting the flow, going? And I just started thinking about KaBlam because I just remember back in the day, KaBlam would play on Fridays. It was a good show, but so if you've never seen the show, go ahead and try and find the episode, season 1. Episode 3, it's called Comics for Tomorrow Today. Let's go ahead and start the episode in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, yeah. This show had a pretty wild opening. Like, if you're sitting down on the couch and this show comes on, you start getting your foot moving, your ankle, and then next thing you know, you're like, what the heck is this? What kind of show is this? You start wondering, is it a cartoon? Is it live action? If you know what I'm saying. Just keep an eye. Just, watch the episode. It's really good. If you've never seen it, give it a shot. I'm telling you, I think it's one of a kind. It reminds me of something straight out of a Scholastic comic, or kind of Captain Underpants-ish, stuff like that. It's amazing. I think what they did is they found a whole bunch of artists that, weren't going to have enough to make a whole show alone. So they put, 3-4 different artists together, to create KaBlam. Then you got this long intro that takes a lot of time, plus commercials. The episode's 22 minutes, 23 minutes, something like that. 23 minutes. I don't know. That sounds like the voice of the kid with the red hat on Recess. I forget his name. Stinson? What's his name? Stifler? Stinsler? God, what's his name? See, look at this. Turning your eyelids inside out. Imagine watching this when you're, I think, 8, 9, 10 years old, right around there. When did KaBlam come out? Actually, I didn't do my homework. I didn't do my research. I just came downstairs. Like I said, it's Friday. Spent the whole day outside, in the hot sun. It was pretty hot out there. It started raining towards the end, but came inside and I just said, you know what? I got to relax and watch an old school cartoon. Friday, I call it Friday Night Classic. Just something where you can put it on, just relax, unwind, and enjoy what they have to show you. Because Nickelodeon came out with this, but I remember seeing this on Snap Me Down. It's Sniz Fondue. Yeah, I remember seeing this in YTV. I'll never forget the first time I saw this show. It came out, it must have been a Friday night. I was downstairs in the basement of the old house, the house we grew up in when I was in grade 1. No, grade 2, actually. Grade 2, 3, 4, 5. No, up to 4. Actually, we lived there for like 3-4 years. But when we were there in the basement, I'll never forget those Saturday mornings watching Rocko's Modern Life, watching Hey Arnold, and Friday nights. Lucky enough to watch, YTV. They had, like I said, they had the hit list. You had, all those music channels, stuff like that, and then, you've got Reboot at some point. You've got Beast Wars, Shadow Raiders, Daria. And then this show comes on, and it's the first time I see it. Just imagine that, 9 years old, first time you see this, you're a hyperactive kid, and you're going, where the heck was this my whole life? And I'll never forget, YTV played it for a little while. That's the way I remember it. It was a little while, or maybe I myself missed out on it, and I thought maybe it only played on Fridays. I never took a look or paid attention to a lot of the showings is actually pretty rare. So that's why whatever show I caught, I watched, and that's what I got. What you see is what you get. So, but now with YouTube and online streaming services, you can pretty much get everything at your fingertip. And but I just like to share the experience of what these shows meant and how they felt, you know, during the times when they came out, because that's when it was meant for. It was meant to, it was meant for that era, for that fan base, for that age group, whatever it was. The toys. So I'm not saying things aren't different today, but back then, like I said, the you just look at the Super Soaker. They brought it back. There's a reason for that. I mean, it's a it's a great toy. It's a good selling toy. Why did they ever take it away? When I say Super Soaker, I'm talking about the XP series. They came out. Super Soaker came out with a Super Soaker XP 100. It's got the same colors. It's got a little bit of a better design, so it won't break as easily. If you remember back then, if you pumped it, sometimes it would crack. Uh, I remember, I don't know, if you dropped it, they were pretty, the middle part was pretty fragile. But yeah, so they came out, Nerf that owns, Super Soaker, the brand, but it's not Laramie anymore. It says Nerf. But yeah, if you get those Super Soakers, I'm just saying, back in the day, imagine you're going outside playing Super Soaker, you're watching the old commercials, you're watching these shows, and then on Saturday morning you're waking up. In the afternoon it gets freaking hot. It gets like 35 to 40 degrees out there, Celsius that is. And next thing you know, you're going inside for the evening, and you're gonna watch something like this, playing Super Soaker outside during the day, kicking ass. Then you get a show like this. Treat yourself to a nice little viewage of this show. Now, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. I don't remember much of these characters. I remember, like I said, I remember the weird characters that were kind of like from what's that show from Seth Green, Robot Chicken. There's those two characters that just go like me, like they talk like robots, and they're claymation. Though that's pretty cool. The Flesh. What's the other guy's name? Stinky Diver. Uh, wow, what's the girl? The Wonder Girl. Uh, what's the name of those guys? Fighting Force Legion something? God, we're gonna find out. I hope they're in this episode. I really hope they're in this episode. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be in the episode. But yeah, you're watching this and you're going, okay, what is this? And then they throw at you another skit. Just a whole different thing to give you you know, to change the the whole narrative of the entire series. Like, what kind of show is this? Are they playing cartoons? Are they playing live action? Are they playing claymation? I like it. Whatever they're giving to me, I like it because it's in small doses. I can sit back, enjoy what I'm seeing, and have my short attention span for back then. This was perfect for me. And now I'm watching it today. And I'm not a big fan of this stew and fondue. I remember the names, and I remember it was pretty funny, but I remember Action League Now. That's what it's called. That's right. I hope it's next. Yeah, Action League Now. That's right. Yeah, I like that show, and I like the other one there with the alien and the I forget the other characters. It's like the dinosaur or something. All right, so that's the end of the episode. Not the end of the episode. The end of the first little segment. Now we've got this character here, the main, the hosts. Oh, Sloppy Joe. Don't get me started. I want a Sloppy Joe now. Hey, come to think of it, I mean, in the U.S., they probably have tons of places that sell Sloppy Joes, but up here, I've never seen Sloppy Joe on the menu. I mean, I've never looked for it, but it's not something I've really, I don't know, seen. Like, the main franchises don't really offer that. Unless you get, like, a chili dog or something, I don't know. But it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Oh, come on. You're keeping me on the edge. What's going to happen here? I'm wondering. I think it's going to be Action League Now. It's either Action League Now or it's going to be the... Yeah, Action League Now. Here we go. So check this out. The Flesh and Super Naked. Thunder Girl, that's her name. Stinky Diver, yes, that's my bro. Yo, Stinky Diver down the bowl, toys down the fucking shitter. Meltman, yeah. Perfect idea. Listen, Mom, I'm just trying to make Meltman. Let me have the iron and my G.I. Joes and get away from me. Oh, that's sick. Imagine doing that in your backyard at Patio Park. What a great name. And the mayor's offering his tokens of gratitude. Meltman, Mom, I need your waffle iron. I gotta throw Barbie in there. I'm making Melt Girl. I wonder if ever. Okay, I think I have Stinky Diver as a toy. If not, you know what? Let me just take a look. No, I don't have them, but I have something similar. I'm gonna make a video on these little action figures that I have. Something similar. It's probably a little knockoff. But just wondering, did they ever sell these toys? I'm sure they did. They must have had Action League Now toys for resale, on retail, I should say. But I don't know. I want to take a look, actually. Who do you think is going to be worth the most? I think Stinky Diver. My opinion, Stinky Diver looks better on the shelf. Thunder Girl looks good, but I mean, it looks like it's going to take a lot of room. I don't know. So the human flesh, it's like, okay, that's cool, I guess, but people are just going to say, hey, is that He-Man? And then you're going to say, no, you don't get it. So Stinky Diver and Meltman just looks stupid. I can make that shit. Like, I can make Meltman. Yeah, I'm looking at Thunder Girl. Thunder Girl looks like if I took a Barbie and just played with other toys with it and just, mix the parts with the heads. But these toys are pretty cool. Like, I'm just trying to see the genericness of them. They're pretty similar. They're actually fairly similar. I'm sure they had them made. Looking at it, like, would any toy like that have been? Like, think about it. Would that have been any kind of toy they would have used? I'm talking mainly about the people in the background, the extras, but the main characters. Like, they're either actual toys that they modified, or they made it themselves. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm sure the answer's out there. Whoa, table's falling down. Look how they cut the angle on the side. Make sure that table doesn't fall all the way down. Oh, what a good idea. Honestly, I feel like you can do that today. Action League Now. Genius concept. And then you got this song playing. It's like, no, I want more. You hear this, you're getting hyper. Oh, this too. Look at this. These cardboard cutouts. Okay, that's the alien, the caveman. That's right. Oh, this show's getting me so hyper. Everything I'm seeing right now is just giving me a huge headache. KaBlam! Best show. Honestly, it's the perfect Friday night show. You just want to relax. You want to watch something that's easy to watch. The Wrath of Spotzilla. Which one is this? Okay, we're back to Action League now. We're halfway through the episode. I just didn't want to miss out on anything that I had to say about the show. But you know what? If I need to, I'll just keep talking afterwards. Basically, what I was going to say is the cardboard cutout. That I totally forgot about that. And that just reminds me of Angela Anaconda. For those of you that don't know that show, I mean, for up here in Canada, Teletoon would have played that. I think on a weeknight, every weeknight at some point, and then it became like a Friday night, and then all of a sudden it disappeared off the map. But it did play for quite a while. Not gonna lie, I do remember it playing actually quite a bit. Being at my grandma's house, during spring break, March break, and just watching the heck out of that show. It was playing at night. But the cardboard cutout, just the same thing. It just looks like the same animation. They got a budget. They said, hey, let's try a few different styles, see what we can make, see what we can do. It might have been funded just by Nickelodeon, or it might have been just these 4 or 5 independent, artists doing their own little cutouts, and then Nickelodeon just pasted them together and said, hey, let's make a show called KaBlam. Like, look at this. This is predating Robot Chicken. And now, come to think of it, I'm wondering, and I really do, if I had to guess, I would think that Seth Green, voice of Chris Griffin from Family Guy, I think this show might have influenced him. Honestly, I would take a big guess and a big gamble and just say, you know what? I think he's seen this show, and he's definitely it gave him maybe an idea. Like, look at this. This is pretty cool. Look how they filmed this. Like, that's pretty hard to do. For back then, I'm talking. Like, today you have your phone, you can just take 10 pictures. Back then, you had to get the film, you had to splice it together just to make something with a toy, and zoom in. Um, to spend time just to do that, it's pretty cool. I'm sure if the show, speaking of Action League now, I'm sure if the show would have kept going, I'm sure it would have evolved into something. Could have been into something funnier, but you know what? I feel like Robot Chicken just completed the task of that. Um, I think it would be fun if I'm not sure if they did it, but if Robot Chicken paid homage to Action League now, just I feel like he would have done it if he was actually a fan. I feel like he would have done it by now. I'm gonna look into that as well. We'll go into the next sketch. Oh, cool! This is the one with the alien and the caveman. Look at those characters. That's fucking scary as shit. Imagine you see that in your backyard. The one on the left, Prometheus. This is so cool. This is so 90s right now. The guy on the left kind of looks like, is it Gray Skull? Red Skull. Red Skull. The guy from Lord of the Rings, from the Avengers movies there. Captain America movie. Red Skull. That's what it is. The monkey up top, I didn't even notice. See, even the way it pans out with the, with the gray noise, with the white noise, it's, if they do it again, let's take a look. I'm pretty sure Seth Green would have used this, because this came out before, much, much before, Robot Chicken. If it pans out, I'm telling you, even the way it moves, the way the way the shot looks, the way it's formed, see? They do it again. They reset the frame, put new characters, but Seth Green took it a mile further, like a huge mile further, and I think I don't know if he did a lot of claymation. It was mainly the faces were cardboard cutouts he swapped out, and I think he might have had some of the characters just made, generically made, but I do know some of the toys were actually his toys, which was pretty cool. I mean, he's probably got a huge collection. See, same thing. They're doing the white noise. I'm telling you, there's something there. Wouldn't it be so cool to ask him? Say, hey, Seth, Prometheus and the caveman, did they ever have an impact? KaBlam, does that ring a bell? I'm sure he would say, yeah. Pretty sure. Yo, that monkey is funny. Just the way he's walking and moving. It's almost like they gotta only have two characters in the shot, or two and a half. Like, bring all the other ones back. See? Okay, they cut it out again. And KaBlam. So you're watching this, okay? Commercial comes on, and you're going, "What the fuck did I just watch?" It's like I just watched live action, He-Man characters and Stinky Diver go at it. I just watched, a little bit of a cardboard cutout teaser. What am I going to see next? At this point, I'm probably thinking cardboard cutout. That's the next one I want to see. Just how they did it. If you guys are enjoying, go ahead in the comments and just write down what's your favorite sketch from KaBlam out of the ones we're watching right now. Is it Action League now? Is it the alien and the caveman? I'm trying to remember the other one. I can't remember. We've just watched so many. So many are mind-boggling. But just let me know in the comments which one you like the most, and if you had to make a whole show of one, which one would it be? Life, Egghead. I didn't have a chance. Oh, look at that! That's so cool. Look at the way they cut that out. Like I said, it reminds me of Angela Anaconda, but one step further. The hands are real. There's that show on Nickelodeon that played, Wicked House. I love that house. There's a show on Nickelodeon that played way back. I think it was called Wienerville or Wienerhead or something. It was these people that had like heads, but they would use their hands to move like little puppets, really large heads. I don't know. I don't remember what it was called. Wienerville, I think. This just reminds me of it a bit. I don't know. Oh, that head, the head of the dad looked like a powdered toast man. Now that I think about it, I wish these creators would have collaborated with South Park to make a South Park episode like this. I've always said, if you're gonna make a South Park Christmas special or a South Park any special, make a claymation one. The same. Look at this. That could be Cartman. Um, or any Nickelodeon show like this. Honestly, this art style is actually really cool. I'm watching this more and more now, and I'm feeling like it's reminiscing a lot of Rocco's Modern Life. Look at that character. Look at the girl, the sister. She looks like Heifer. Even the door, the way it's shaped, the awkward shape, the flow of it, the walls. Look at that. Heifer's just falling down. And that's freaking Rocco's house right there. Come on. And that's supposed to be the Clucko chicken, whatever. Yeah. The classic. They're doing the classic under the table phone call. What? Wow, this show's going everywhere. Honestly, Nickelodeon, I'm going to say it. Nickelodeon back in the day was a lot better. The content that was coming out, I'm just saying in general, the content that was coming out from 1988 all the way until, 2002, 2003, after Jimmy Neutron, the live action stuff was good for a while, but for the most part, like when I say cartoons, when I say out of the box, out of the ordinary, pushing the envelope, not toning it down. I feel like they've been toning it down over the years, which I'm sure people have noticed. Um, but just something like this, something so absurd, radical for its time. I'm telling you, you're watching this for the first time. What are you thinking? You're mesmerized. You're seeing this and you're going, "What the fuck?" Imagine seeing this for the first time, like I'm saying. And if you've watched Rocco's Modern Life, you're probably thinking that's Heifer. That's what I'm thinking. Cool concept. Honestly, a really cool episode. Just having a live chicken on the set with these little character cutouts interacting with it. I wonder how big they were actually in real life. That's probably got to be a real egg, right? So these would have been, like, I would say half human size. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Oh, that looks so good. Just look at the background. They don't really have a real set with it's not a real stove, it's not a real fridge, but still cool the way they did. It's like South Park. They do it. They did, I feel like they did a mesh. They did a mesh of South Park, um, you know, and Angela Anaconda. I don't know. It just felt like a proper Nickelodeon show. I'm glad they played it. Glad they came out with this show. And I honestly do wonder how much this show's been influenced and how much this show has influenced, like I said, the likes of Seth Green and Robot Chicken. Of course, I'm not talking about the whole show. I'm talking mostly about the those little skits with the alien and the caveman. Yeah. So at this point, I remember Friday night. It's probably 11. No, I want to say maybe like 8 o'clock. I'm speculating, but right now it's 1 a.m. And back then it would have been around 8 o'clock, but that would have been my 1 a.m. for back then. Staying up late. I probably would have stayed up till 11:30. So I'm watching this. This is in my. I can remember on Friday night being so excited to watch KaBlam, and let me tell you something about KaBlam. It didn't always come on YTV, and sometimes I'd miss it. Sometimes it would be on, and I'd catch it halfway, and I'd be so pissed. But I'll never forget that first time I saw the show. I've probably seen 5 or 10 episodes, somewhere in that range, in my life when it actually played on YTV. Like I said, Friday night's the only time I've ever caught it. That's the end of the episode, by the way, guys. But yeah, that's the only time I've ever caught the episodes. Was Friday night, YTV, right after the hit list. I remember I would go through the hit list just to wait to see if KaBlam would play because I didn't want to miss it. I didn't want to feel like it played before the hit list or after, and I didn't want to miss it, so I left it on. And I go through the pain of watching the hit list. I hated the hit list. You know why? Because every week it was the same music videos every week after every week until eventually one bumped off and the new one came on, and then it was the same ones over and over. Watching it once in a while was fine, or when they had like a special, a Christmas special or a Halloween special, whatever they had those good specials. But just watching those was just you know, getting the chance to see that and getting the chance to see KaBlam for the first time. Like I said, it was unreal, and I just wanted more of it, and I did get more after maybe 3 to 10 weeks. I probably saw it a few times in there, like I said, and then after I just kept watching Friday nights and never came on, never came on. I looked in the I looked in the TV guide, never saw it in there. There's another show that I went crazy for that I was missing, and I got a weird story about, but I did an episode on Bump in the Night. I actually did a Christmas special way back December, and I think I forgot to mention, but Bump in the Night was another show. It played on the air. I remember watching it a ton. It was gone. It came back for a short run on ABC one Saturday morning at like 8 in the morning or 6 in the morning, something like that. I remember catching it. I remember getting so pumped watching it. I went to school the next day and I printed everything that was Bump in the Night related, everything. I mean everything on Google. And this is back when, right? There was nothing. I'm saying like maybe 2003. This would have been. Back then, Google didn't have what it was today. So whatever content I had on Bump in the Night was very minimal. It was a few pages from Wikipedia. Anyways, I took all that content, put it together. I was obsessed with it. I was reading it over and over. Obsessed with the show. I caught it a few more times. Even recorded it. We had an English project to do, and I ended up, everybody was doing, one person did a project on pumpkins and popcorn and the American dollar. I don't know, all kinds of sophisticated. And then I go, hey man, I'm gonna do mine on Bump in the Night. She said, what the hell is that? And nobody knew what the hell that was. I think a few people actually said, hey, I've seen that before. I don't know what it is, but I've seen that before. And I'm talking about, when you see Mr. Bumpy, um, especially as a kid, when you see him the first time and you're traumatized and you turn it off, you remember that. But when you watch it and you're into it, you remember it even more. But it definitely left a mark on a lot of people who've seen it, but not a lot of people have seen it. I mean, it didn't catch a lot of attention in Canada for a while. Played on YTV for a little bit, um, but not a lot of people that I know of have seen the show. But there are some people that I do know that have seen the show and they've recommended the DVD, which I have picked up. Um, and I think it's better to get the DVD, to be honest with you. If you look online and you're trying to watch it on any other, format, it's very hard to watch. It's not very good quality. Just get the DVD. It's worth it, honestly. They give you a little bonus in there. You get the Christmas special. It's an hour long. It's a good purchase. And yeah, so I just remember doing that project on Bump in the Night, and I think she gave me like a C minus. She was like not taking the class seriously, but I was totally into it. Honestly, I talked for like 25 minutes about Bump in the Night. I had to do my presentation. Everybody was super on the spot. It was worth a lot of marks. Meant a lot to a lot of people. This was like sophisticated to the point where, you know, people would get a little trophy. But I did my project. I remember the people that were looking at me really, that really wanted to know what this thing was about. After seeing the pictures, were there was a few of them, and but I just remember Bump in the Night, yeah, just taking over. And this show too, at one point, like I said, Bump in the Night, KaBlam had the same effect. Not a lot of people that I know of have seen it. Some people have seen some of the sketches, and remember some of those, but on their own, but don't remember the whole show. But guys, I'm just looking right here. I just realized KaBlam is MTV. Well, it says Nickelodeon, but this would have played on M. Oh no, it's not MTV. Sorry, my mistake, guys. Stupid. It's not MTV. I got the wrong thing open here. Obviously, it's not MTV. It's fucking Nickelodeon. Uh, so yeah, just remember that. I just remembered KaBlam being a really cool show. Um, Felt good watching it. Like I said today, Friday night. If you guys out there relaxing, trying to stay cool, if you got hot weather, trying to stay warm if you got cold weather, nothing better on a Friday night. Have a bowl of ramen, have a bowl of soup, and then just pop in some KaBlam, and you're set. Honestly, nothing better. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and call it a night. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe do another episode maybe later this week, and check out the commercials I uploaded. I put a bunch of commercials up, stuff that is dating back from the early 2000s. Chuck E. Cheese commercials. I also got some Fox Box content in there. If you guys remember the Fox Box, or if you guys just want to see some old commercials and say, "Oh yeah, I remember that," go do a little trip down memory lane for a half hour. Just go ahead and watch those. I've certainly been watching them, having a lot of fun with them, and it's bringing me honestly, it's been bringing me a good tier or two down memory lane because yeah, those were good times. Honestly, back in high school, back in elementary school, watching these shows, just remember, just trying to go back and remember those feelings, that nostalgia of what it was like to see those shows. And now watching it all these years later, I've got a new perspective on it. I'm just trying to record it. I wish back then I could have recorded myself watching these shows for the first time. But now I got the opportunity to do it as an adult and watch these shows, enjoy it, and just talk about it. So there's nothing better. Honestly, there's nothing better in life than just relaxing and enjoying. So with that being said, guys, take it easy and have a good one. Be safe. And we'll be talking soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. You can find the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all your favorite platforms. Check out YouTube for retro content. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and visit toonalong.com for more info. Support us on Patreon, and we'll catch you next time.
Toon Along, yeah, you know the name. Big ideas, fun and games. So hit that play, don't miss a beat. This is the podcast where we all meet.